Hello everyone. In this section, we are going to discuss about initial configuration of a switch. So basically, when you purchase a brand new switch, how to configure a first time the switch. That is the initial configuration of a switch. Okay. So when you purchase brand new switch, by default there will be no configuration inside in the switch. So it will be an empty switch, but inside in the switch just we have only what operating system, that is known as iOS. So how to provide the communication and how to do the configuration inside in the switch, we'll discuss about that. So first thing, so this is my network for doing this initial configuration, and in this the first thing, normally when you want to do the initial configuration, we require a connectivity that is known as something known as console connectivity, which is got connected from switch a console port to my PC COM port. So once you give this connectivity, after that from my computer I can log in into my router by using what? Console. Right. Now after logging into the device, the things what I want to configure inside in the device, that is, first I want to give some name to my device, that is something known as host name. Next we'll give the IP address to our device, and finally we'll go for some passwords. So in this, before going to start about this configuration, let's discuss something about what the switch modes. So in the earlier videos we have discussed about router initial configuration mode, and in that also I have shown you what a different modes of our router. In the switch also we have some different modes, and in that also see, first mode we have is what? User mode, which is used only for a basic commands like ping, traceroute, telnet. Next, the privilege mode, and we can identify this privilege mode by using this hash symbol, and in this all the verifications can be done. Okay, all the show commands will work: show, running F1 config, startup, show flash, and apart from that, switch is a device which maintains MAC address table. So for that you can verify the command, that is show MAC address table. Okay, so this is one command also you can make use inside in the privilege mode. And moreover, switch configuration mode, that is for the global configuration mode. So switch entire configuration can be done in the configuration mode. Like that, there are some other modes we have. Okay, that is interface mode, which is responsible for giving the IP address. Okay, and line mode, which is responsible for giving up passwords. So basically the modes what we have seen in router, the same mode we have in the switches. So there is no changes in the switches mode. And finally the steps what I want to configure inside in the device. So these are the things. So first, once you log in into the switch, it will show you which mode? User mode. So to log into the next mode, by using the enable command, you can go to the next mode. So here, let's get started with that. So what I'm doing is directly click onto the switch, and after that, just click onto the CLI. Then you can log in into the switch. So in the switch here, enable, enter. So there's a switch privilege mode. Now in this you can make use of show startup F1 config command. So here like show startup, which is basically used for checking what? Permanent configuration. But right now we don't have any kind of configuration. Okay, so after doing the configuration, when you save the configuration, then only you can see the information inside in this. If you give the command show running F1 config, which is used for checking the RAM, there is a temporary information, enter. So once you give this command, so you can see by default what's my name, it's a switch, my device name, and for my switch you can see these are the different interfaces what we have. So that is total 24 status ports are there, and 2 gigabits interface. So 24 fast Ethernet and 2 gigabit. And as you go down, this is an important one. Okay, see basically in your router, we are giving the IP address for which interfaces, like fast Ethernet interface, serial interface for them. But in the switch, we need to give the IP address to something known as interface VLAN 1. Okay, why we need to give that? I'll show in just a moment. And as you go down, in the down you can see there is other different passwords what we have for configuring the different passwords for our switch. So you can see I can configure the password for console, I can configure the password for VT5. And there is no more auxiliaries available here because for the switches we don't have any auxiliary ports. Now this is the information about what? Our running iPhone config. Now when you give the command show MAC address table, enter. So you can see there's a MAC address table, and by default MAC address table will be empty, nothing will be there. Okay, now from your computer, if you're sending any request to your switch, after that it will generate the MAC address table. How it will generate, I'll show you that one also. Fine. Next, after this, so after verifying this, the next host name, I want to configure a name to my device. So in this configuration mode, host name space, for example, I'm giving innovation. Okay, enter. Now our switch name become what? Innovation now. So whatever the host name you want to configure, you can configure. It's up to you. Now after assigning this host name, the next I want to assign the IP address. And you can see I have assigned the IP address to which one? VLAN 1. So what is that actually the VLAN? See, VLAN stands for Virtual Local Area Network. What is that VLAN? In just a moment we'll discuss more about this in the next video maybe. So what is it actually the VLAN here is? I'll show you some information. Right now for my switch, see, I have total how many ports? 1 to 24 fast Ethernet ports are there, right? And 2 gigabit ports are there. Just now we have verified in the show running iPhone config. Okay, so here by default, how many ports are there for your switch? That all the ports are the member of something known as VLAN 1. So VLAN, which stands for Virtual Local Area Network. Okay, so VLAN is just like a what? Just a group, and by default for that group there is a one number that is known as 1. So here, see, what is the use of this IP address which I am talking about here? Next time, see, after doing this initial configuration, if any of the computer which is connected to my switch, it want to log in into the switch. So for my computer, if I want to log in into my switch, in my switch, I required what? One IP address. Okay, so anyone can log in into my switch by using this IP address which I am giving to the VLAN 1. So basically the VLAN 1, it's a virtual local area network, and by default all the ports are the part of VLAN 1. So here I need to give the IP address. Here interface VLAN 1 IP address 192.168.20.50. I'm giving any IP address 255.255.255.0. Then no shutdown. Now once you give the no shutdown command, you can see it showing what? That so and so interface came in active state. Now after this, exit. The next thing what I want to do, I want to configure the passwords. So password, the commands actually similar like your router only. So your line VTY 0 space 4 password CCNA login. So might you remember this, the 0 space 4 indicates what? At a time total 5 different persons can log in into my device by using telnet. I can say what? 5 different telnet sessions can be established, okay, from any computer to my switch, and for that all the 5 sessions I want to give the password that is CCNA. So if someone is trying to log in into the switch by using telnet, they need what? CCNA password. And after that login is a command to tell to a router, ask everyone the password whenever they want to log in into the switch. Normally if you're not giving the login, what will happen? The switch will not ask any kind of password, and the person will log in into which mode? User mode, without asking any password, right? In the same fashion, you can define the password for console. Okay, so here exit line console 0 password CCNA, or you can give Cisco login. So this command also indicates the same thing, but only one change is what? Line con 0. It means via console I can establish only one session, and for that console I'm giving the password that is Cisco. Enter. And finally it's what? Enable password. And enable password. See, enable password, normally what happens? You have a switch, and for that there is a one computer is connected to, for example, to port number 1, and there is a one more connectivity is available, that is with the help of what? Console. So when you want to log in into the switch via this, it will ask what? VTY password. When you want to log in into this via, then it will ask what? Console password. So that password we already set. Now see, once you log in into the switch, the first mode you will get is what? Switch user mode. And the next mode we have is what? Switch privilege mode. Right. So if anyone is typing enable in the user mode, directly they will go to our privilege mode. But the requirement is what? Whenever my users will log into the switch, I will give the password. Which password? The password which I have configured for VTY for console. I will give you this password. But by using that password, they should enter up to only user mode. After that, when they want to go, at the time my switch should ask the password here. That password is this one. Okay, so which is known as enable password, which is used to log in from user mode to privilege mode. So before logging into the privilege mode, my switch will prompt for a password. Okay, so this password I want to configure. Enable password, enable password space Cisco. I'm giving this password also Cisco. Enter. Okay, now once you give this password, finally copy running iPhone config space startup iPhone config. This is a command to save over configuration. Okay, in short, you can use this command as what? WR also. That's up to you. Okay, so anything is same. So I'm giving copy running iPhone config space startup iPhone. Basically, what is the use of this command here? I'm telling to my switch is what? Copy running iPhone config. Running is nothing but what? It's a RAM information. Okay, to where? Startup. Startup is what? NVRAM. So I'm telling what? Copy the content from RAM to NVRAM. So basically from temporary memory to permanent is going to save that. Okay, so here enter. So destination file startup iPhone config, enter. So total information got stored. After that, the verification commands we have is what? Show running iPhone config and show startup. So show running, in that I can see what? My RAM information. And see, in the starting I've shown you that host name is what? Switch, but is now innovation. Enable password is Cisco. And as you go down, in this I can see a IP address to VLAN 1. And for line console there is a password. For line VTY there is a password. And you can see in the switch you can configure this line VTY up to where? 15. It means I can give the command is line VTY 0 space 15. So you can give the password for more than this also. So by default this allowing total 16 sessions. And if you give the command show startup will show the permanent configuration. So previously it was showing what is that? Startup iPhone config is not present, but right now after saving the configuration you can see this is the information available. So the thing is what? Running iPhone config and startup iPhone config. Right now we'll maintain the same copy because I have stored that information. So enable password Cisco, and as you go down, in the down you can see VLAN 1 is having an IP address and Cisco enable, this all are the passwords. Now after enabling this one, what I can do from my computer, I can log in into my switch by using this IP address. So before that I need to assign the IP address to my switch. So for that desktop IP configuration. So this IP should be available in the same network of your switch. So for my switch I configure this IP address. For example, when you're doing the practicals, if you're changing the IP address, any IP address you are taking for the switch, in the same network this computer IP address should be available. Okay, So in our scenario, I want to take the IP address for the switch is what? 192.168.20.10, which is already I have written here. Now after that, command prompt, let's do a ping first. Ping 192.168.20.51. It's 50, not 51. Now after doing this ping, we'll get the reply. Now once you get the reply, mind you remember when we have seen a show MAC address table for a switch is not showing any MAC address. Now the request went from computer to switch. Now switch will start maintaining the MAC address. So first let's telnet to the switch 20.50. Then this password is what? VDY password is asking, which I configured is what? CISCO CCNA. Okay, CCNA. Enable. This one is what? Enable password, which I configured CISCO. Enter. Now when you give the command show MAC iPhone address table, enter. So you can see it's learned some MAC address here. Okay, which is on port number 1. Right now actually this computer is connected on port number 1. So where is this MAC address available? This is my computer MAC address. If you want to verify, exit. I can give the command ipconfig space /all. See what is the MAC address here? E324. See, E324. So this is a physical address of my computer. Okay, so like that, if you're connecting some multiple computers here, whenever you do a ping or if you're transmitting any data via switch, then in this scenario, my switch will start maintaining what? MAC address table. So when you purchase a brand new switch, CISCO switch, this is how you can do the initial configuration of a switch. Hope you like this video. If you have any kind of queries, you can just drop your queries inside in the comment box. Thanks for watching this video.